Before the break we spoke about verse 1 on the clean sound and the chorus number 1, which was played on a distorted sound. You'll then see that at bar 21 we have verse 2. Now this looks, to the eye, completely different to verse 1. It's actually the same, but played in a different style.
Right.
If we look at the bars again...
What do you mean by the same? The same...
What I mean is it's the same chord sequence. It's exactly the same chords. So at bar 21 we have a bar of C, followed by a bar of F and G.
Oh, yes, I see.
Followed by another bar of C.
Yeah.
Followed by another bar of F and G.
Yeah.
Followed by a bar of A.
Yeah.
Followed by another bar of F and G. Now that corresponds with the opening 6 bars, although the opening 6 bars were on a clean sound and were open chords. So we had A minor, for example, where now we've got A5. Okay, and we had C instead of C5. But the chord sequence is basically the same, or is exactly the same, but the rhythm is different, and the sound and the style that we're going to play is different, because we're into 8th notes with accents, much as we were in chorus 1. So we're playing power chords for C5, as I say, with accents in bar 21. So I'd just like to have a look at that bar to start with.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on my distorted sound. And again, we're working on the basis that it's palm muting unless there's an accent. So in bar 21 we've got 8 8th notes, of course, and the accents are on beat 2 and on the and of 3. Okay, so that, if that was completely palm muted, it would sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. With the accents we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm accenting beat 2 and the and of beat 3. I'll just show you that one more time.
Yeah.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's what you're looking out for.
Yeah.
Bar 22 is straightforward enough. Again, we've got F and G. The only thing I'd just like to pay attention to here is that the G5 actually comes on the and of 2.
I was going to say, I didn't know if that was a typo or not.
No,
How do you know where it corresponds to?
The reason I know that is that if we look at the F at the beginning of the line, we've got the note written where the F would be written on the stave. Now, panic not, we haven't taught people where the note heads sit for notes. However, we've written them in the correct places anyway. So
subliminally it might have gone in.
Subliminally it might well have gone in. But also you can see that the actual note has raised up from the first space to the second line where the G chord is, and the G5 is written straight above that 8th note.
I see.
It's above the 4th 8th note rather than above the 5th 8th note.
So if I'd have been looking at the actual notation on the stave, I'd have seen that.
You've seen some kind of change going on, but I'd say more importantly is the fact that the G is written above the 4th 8th note. So the G changes on the and of 2. So again, that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's where the G5's coming in.
When you were changing there, we got a bit of string noise. Is that cool?
You will do. You can't help it with an overdrive sound. You don't want the sound of the guitar chord going unless that's a deliberate ploy on your part, but you will get that sound, and once the drummer's playing and all the rest of it, that'll be pretty well lost. But kind of naked as it is here, you're going to hear it. But I think that's all part of the guitar anyway, all the buzzes and rattles that you get off the instrument. That's all okay. Okay, bar 23 is the same as bar 21.
Yeah.
And bar 24 is the same as bar 22. So you just need to go through each section, in this case verse 2, and just read it through and see exactly what's going on. That then continues in a similar manner. Even at bar 31 where we've got the A5, the accents are on beat 2 and the and of 3. So I would suggest to anybody that what they might want to do is loop the extractor between the bar numbers in question. So for example, let's say you only want to practice verse 2. You can set the extractor to loop between bar 21 and bar 33. And just let that run round and round and practice that section until you've got it. I think that's even if it's only 2 bars that you might be struggling with, just set the parameters for those 2 bars. You can do that, loop it, and practice playing it round and round. Well,
should we do that? I mean, is there a particular section that you think we should exemplify?
I think the best section to look at would probably be the chorus number 2, actually. And if you'd like to loop, say, bar 37 to bar 41. So
these, I do that by moving this one along.
You set the first parameter at the starting bar, 34.
Okay, let me do the last one first.
Okay, and the last one you actually set at the bar after you want to finish. So for example, I want to play bar 37, 38, 39 and 40, so you set it at 41. when the extractor gets to 41, it goes, oh, I meant to go back to the beginning of the phrase, and it jumps straight back. So you would set it from 37 to 41 if you were in fact practicing 37, 38, 39, 40.
Okay, so the first one goes in at
37.
37, yeah.
And the second one goes in at 41.
We're there.
And then you click the little loop button, which brings up a little red dot above the loop button, and we're there. The reason I've highlighted this point in particular is because bar 40 is the trickiest bar of the whole piece.
Why is that? Oh,
Just need to watch
I've
out.
just scrolled it up and I've had a look
Have you?
at it.
Oh dear. Well, it's tricky because the accents are all on the offbeats. So the accents are on the and of 1, the and of 2, the and of 3, and the and of 4, added to which we've got a sneaky little chord change on the and of 4, which is a C5. So we play F5 for beats 1 and 2, we play G5 for beats 3 and beat 4, but C5 on the and of 4. So that's quite tricky because it's a bar of offbeats. I'd say that's the trickiest bar there. So even if you want to loop that bar, or maybe a bar before it and a bar after it, but we've gone for the 4 bars as a phrase, and I'll try and play that and show you how that works.
Okay, what speed?
120 is the speed of the piece. That's the speed we'll do it at now.
Yeah.
But I would recommend, again, to anybody who's trying to get it together, slow it down to whatever's comfortable and take it there, 80, even slower if need be.
Well, I know, as you're the arranger, you should have a pretty good knowledge of this, so I'm going to do it at 120.
Okay, then. Here's a tricky bar. .39, here it comes again. Okay. Yeah. So it's quite tricky as that. There's a few offbeats there which are not the easiest, but that's what you're looking to make that work, and maybe actually loop it into, say, bar 41, because then you come out of the tricky bar into what is really the next bar rather than being sent back to the beginning of that loop. So maybe there I should have asked you to loop it up to 42. I could have played that bar and gone into the next bar as the song or the piece really does. That's probably a good thing to do. So that covers verse 1, which is a clean guitar sound. Yeah. Chorus 1, which is overdriven. Verse 2, which is the same chord sequence as verse 1, but is now 8th notes, palm muting, accents, power chords. Yeah. Okay. Chorus 2, which is the same as chorus 1 except for the bar we just spoke about at bar 40. And then the song ends with verse 3. Now verse 3 is slightly different in that if we look down to bar 44, we'll see a half note on an F5, a half note on a G5, and then a whole note on the A5. Again, pay attention. Most of the piece has been on 8th notes, chugging along. The tendency might be just to read the chords and keep playing in that rhythm. Make sure you read the proper note values. We'll then have half a bar of F, half a bar of G, and then a C5 at the end, which is on a whole note, with fine written, which is finish.
Oh, I thought it meant fine, as in you've done really good to get this far.
Unfortunately not. It means finish. So what you do there is you strike that chord for the whole note, 4 beats, and then you stop the guitar ringing beyond. Because if all the band stops, you don't want spilling sound by the end. So I'll play that bar by going 1, 2, 3, 4, off. So on beat 1 of the next bar, in effect, not on beat 4 of this bar, but beat 1 of the next bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now I do it by turning the volume down. You can also do it by stopping the guitar strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I feel safer with the volume because it really can't do anything. If I touch the guitar, I might make some kind of sound.
That noise that we were talking about.
Yeah, but I think it's quite a handy technique to get used to rolling the volume off. But if you have a guitar with the volume's in a funny place or something, just put your hands on the guitar strings and keep quiet till somebody says differently, especially if you're recording. You've got to stay quiet at the end.
All right, David, I think it's time to hear this.
Okay.
This is our verse 1. Starting off quite easy.
Yeah.
And then we're repeating. Just using those open chords. Get ready for the pedal change. There it is.